And he said, no, for me, I'm was okay. He finished washing the dishes, cleaned everything, wiped the kitchen, then he walked out. And when he walked out, we knew that he's gone to sleep. Then after about 30 minutes, he comes. He asked me for my phone. So I don't know, he entered into Google, because when he entered into Google, I suppose he was deleting his account. I don't know. Because finally I saw all his contacts came to my contacts. Yes, yeah. So that my phone now had all his contacts, because he had opened his Gmail on my phone, but he signed out because I couldn't get into his email. Then what he did, he went to the room again. He came back like, I'm coming to drink water. So he went to the kitchen. He walked out and told, okay, good night, I'm gone. And they said, okay, fine, see you. We were still seated. It was around 8:30 now. And we sat there watching television until around 10:30. Then I felt like now I want to go and sleep. So I stood up to go and pick my spectacles, actually the case to my spectacles where I had put it next to the TV. And as I was picking it, then I see the keys to their room. And I asked the mother, how? The key to the room? The boy went to sleep. How comes that the key is here? And the mother said, well, maybe he just returned it. No, he can't return the key. It doesn't make sense. If he has gone to sleep, then he should have the key to the padlock. Instinct just told me all is not well. No, all is not well. I immediately grabbed a panga and a torch and I tiptoed outside. I opened the door very slowly. I wanted to go and see whether he's in the house or what is he's doing in the house, if at all he's in the house. Then as I just walked out, then I see him like he's under the tree, he's making the phone call. So I thought he's making a phone call. And I stood there waiting. After about 4 or 5 minutes, I don't see any movement. I decided to shine the torch to him. I expected him to turn. He didn't turn. Why is this guy not turning? So I decided to walk just about 10 meters away from the door to the tree. And I walked. Then as I approached the tree, I'm wondering how comes that my son is so tall today. And on reaching there, just looking up, there my son was. He had hanged himself. I touched his hand. He was cold. He slept very peacefully. Many people who have hanged themselves, I have seen the tongue coming out. This guy was very peaceful, just like that. The tongue was not there. And I went back to the house. I told the mother, we have lost him. What? He's gone. So, of course, it was very harrowing to the mother, and as we called the police, and all those other processes. But then, looking back, I feel like my son was battling. I was so busy also engrossed with my career, trying to look for money, trying to edge for a living, to the extent that I was not aware that my son was actually battling with something inside him. I failed to detect that there was a struggle inside my son, a struggle that was actually kind of wasting him away every other day.
From the inside.
From the inside. Now I'm trying to realize, because he had put on a lot of weight. Actually, at the time of dying, even to get him from the tree, it wasn't easy. He was more than 95 kilograms. Now looking back, I realized that because depression can lead to either loss of weight or gain of weight. So my son, now I'm realizing that he had gained weight as a result of depression. Because he wasn't really a good eater. He was not eating a lot. Yet he was really putting a lot of weight, to the extent that anybody entering the house would have thought that he is the father of the homestead. He was far bigger than I am. Yeah. And to the parents, I would strongly encourage that even before your first child comes, make sure that you know what mental health is all about. All the traits, the characteristics of mental health, the symptoms, those traits that will show you that your child or even your partner has mental health. And therefore, it's important. That's the beginning, the starting point. For me, that would be the starting point.
Yeah.
It's more important, actually, I would encourage that even before someone contemplates considering to marry, they should know what mental health is. First and foremost is that these people are very easily irritable. They get irritated at something very small. This thing happened with my son.
Mm-hmm.
2, they withdraw. They would prefer to spend their time alone, either on their phone, social media, they're on their phone, and they would rather be in the other separate room upstairs, the bedroom, but they are not with the rest of the family. 3, you find that even the kind of programs that they really watch are also a little bit questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Horror, even many youngsters, they love horror movies. But then there is also an extent to which now it becomes an issue, and you should tell that there's something wrong.
Did you have an experience with that?
Yes. 4, the kind of profile they put on their WhatsApp status, Facebook status, they'll tend to portray their image as somebody who's angry. You find that you have a very handsome boy, but kunja uso kweli kweli. The face has a lot of folds, like somebody is angry, somebody is bitter. Okay, the kind of image they put can also speak a lot. The other thing is, of course, like I've mentioned, gain of weight or loss of weight. This child can either gain weight or can lose weight. Another very significant point, and this one seems to be cutting across, is loss of sleep completely. My son never slept. For 30 days, he is awake. Yvonne, when I remember this, my heart bleeds. I would wake my son to do manual labor without knowing that my son never slept. It's much later that the mother came to tell me, George, spare this boy. He told me he doesn't sleep. And she explained to me, since that day, I never woke him up. I completely excused him. And I even asked him, my son, why did you ever never told me? You never told me that you are going through this. Because if you don't sleep, I know you will be irritable. You will be kind of tired. You will be moody. I never told him again to wake up. So to the parents who are watching, lack of sleep, when your child tells you he doesn't sleep, for heaven's sake, let that child sleep. Even if it means to sleep up to noon, let him or her sleep. It's extremely important. Because such people with mental health, they can go even for a month without sleeping. And then another very significant thing that I noticed to deal with a child who's got a mental health issue is that many of them don't know that they have a problem. They see you as a problem, and they are rebellious. Therefore, anytime you give that child to do work, the only way he can hit at you is by not doing it. Therefore, to any parent who is a disciplinarian comes home, you are an adult. I gave you this thing to do. Why didn't you do it? You see?
Do you think from your experience that the struggles that you had in your marriage contributed one way or the other to what happened with your son?
Yes, unfortunately, yeah. It contributed to the mental health of my child, the misunderstanding, how we resolved our conflict, how we related with the mother. Yvonne, it had something to do with the mental health of my child. Very painful, yes.
Okay. At what point did you realize that this all along has been a struggle with mental health for your son? Because all this time when he was alive, you kept trying to figure out what was wrong with him. At what point did it hit you that really this is a mental health issue?
To be honest, I only knew after he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Interestingly. Like I said, these children portrayed almost a perfect picture. This boy, besides the mood swings that he showed, which now I came to accept as his trait.
Yeah.
Okay. So did I see like he had mental health? I mean, these children, I raised them. I was too overconfident with my children that no, they can't have mental health. These guys are just okay. This is just a simple problem. So to me, I felt that mental health is for other people. Just like in those days when we felt HIV and AIDS is for other people, not us. Okay.